Hello. Welcome to Chaos Dwarfs versus Chaos. A horrible game, maybe. Let's have a quick look at what we're up against. Oh, okay. I was expecting them to have a little claw. They probably would do if they didn't get that plus strength. Actually, he doesn't have block yet. So, I mean, solid team. All the Chaos Warriors with block is very nice start. Yeah, I mean, it's a solid team. I wouldn't be surprised if it's got a good record. It does. Yeah, so that's all I've got to say on the matter, really. Let's see what they're gonna do. I'm hoping they're just gonna take a bait, but they could afford more than that if they want. Will they double down? No, okay, they're just playing it safe. So we'll see what happens with that. And off we go. Okay, so them not having any claw makes me feel a little better about this, at least. But yeah, should be a decent match. So it looks. Alright, so we are put on defense. And let's get everybody off the line, eh? I think what confuses, why I've been confused a couple times about feeling like I'm on offense, is that it sets me up in an offensive setup. We're actually kind of running out of Chaos Dwarfs to put on the front line anymore. So I guess we're gonna do you in the middle. And a guard on each side, I suppose. Then I think we'll do our traditional bulls on the side. And something like that. So hopefully their higher strength won't be as much of a problem now that we have so much guard. I mean, they have one... Yeah, they only have one guard, so that is nice for us. We'll pop our wrestler in the middle, because the wrestler could be useful. Pop our other guys on the wings. After GFI to hit us, so I don't think they'll try that. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Do they have a spare player? They do. Alrighty. I feel like we're in a better position now. They have a good record, so I imagine that they're... Sorry, I will wake up, hopefully, during the game. Once the action gets going and I have to start really thinking about what I'm doing, I'll be a bit more awake. Up very early this morning, so... Getting my head back in gear. I guess he's going to carry on the... Oh, that's a blodge agility guy, that's nice. Hey, Cryofang, how's it going? We're up against Chaos. I think this is an okay matchup, but it would be better if the Chaos Warriors didn't all have block, but there's no claw on their team, so I'm taking that as a plus point. It's a nice Chaos team, but it's not yet a deadly Chaos team. Which is something. Where's that going? Right in the middle, okay. So let's see what they do. Starting off with the double pairs. A classic opening. It always seems to be double pairs or double skulls. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I feel like he probably was a bit conflicted here. The fact that he took Mighty Blow first makes me think that his next move was going to be Claw, but then he rolled a 12 and he was like, well, I can't turn down Strength, and that's true. I guess he will become a very good player, but right now he's a little bit risky. Probably do more blitzing with the with these guys. I might blitz in here, I reckon. Or he'll put up an assist and blitz here. But it looks like he's blitzing here because he's brought in the cover there. No problem with the pickup, as you'd expect. Or maybe he's going to go all in and maybe blitz this guy with the Mighty Blow. Yep, that's what he's going for. Oh, it's the 3 dice as well, because of the... That's nice. Oh, because of horns as well. That's right, my light just suddenly fell off. Yeah, that makes sense. Stressing over what roster as what else I want to take for... Yeah, I feel like... I don't know what it is. It's like playing CCL, I don't like worry too much about what build I'm taking. But I have to admit that when it came time for... I kind of want to do this. When time came to do this league, the Tiki League, I was like, suddenly, oh, have I taken the right thing? Should I take something else? What am I doing? It was interesting. No, let's not do that. Let's do that. I want to get the Mighty Blow going on the, yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Maybe I should have gone after this guy, just didn't want this guy too close to the edge. I'm actually going to push him over to the edge, because I think if anything he'd want to switch here. And I don't mind putting the bull in here. Yeah, let's contact him up a little bit. I kind of wish I'd put this guy up one there, but there we are. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, I don't know what it is about doing the league. It was like, now I'm going to be stuck with this now. I think it's something about having the scheduled games and the fact that you're kind of... I suppose with the CCL, if your first game goes wrong, it's just like, well, whatever, I'll just start the team again. Whereas with a league, you are kind of stuck with it, right? So I suppose that's why it's a bit more worrying. I suppose we could have not really contacted him as much as we have. He's going to get a hit on a Hobgoblin now, which I imagine he'll take. We'll see. I actually prefer leagues over Eternal. Comes down to 2. Yeah, I'm yet to decide how I feel about those. Just because I haven't really done the league thing, so... I guess he's probably going to 2-dice our guard here. Can he surface here? 1, 2, 3, boom. I don't think maybe he can, but I think he'd have to bring the ball carrier over. Comes down to, okay, let's see what I would take. Ooh, it's a bad start. I think I let that one go. It's not one of our mighty blows. It is a guard, but we do have a lot of guard. Comes down to 2 war dancers, 1 catcher, 2 rerolls, or 2 war dancers, 2 catcher, 1 throw, 1 reroll. I think I start 2 war dancers, for what it's worth. I start 2 war dancers, 1 catcher, 2 rerolls. I have done 1 reroll before. And Wood Elves can kind of get away with it, but they also, you know, it can cause them issues. Oh, maybe he can't. No, he can. He can surface, right? Because he can blitz here, move him here, and then move this guy in here. So I think that's the plan, which is not great. Oh no, he can't, because he can't get through. Okay, never mind. Oh, he's hitting those pairs. Probably just going to say, screw it, go for full positionals. Fair enough. I mean, I guess it'll make or break you, right? Because the thing with Wood Elves is they do break, so... So I've got a 1 dice on this guy. They are still bossing us around right now. I feel like this guy needs to come back across. 1, 4. Get you here. We'll get you here, just to get out of the way. You here. You can't reach. Got 1 dice, 1 dice, 1 dice. Could do a bit of that. You just stood up. I think you're good here. That would be your full movement, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it would. We are not getting the knockdowns. Don't appreciate that, but there you go. Good old Chaos. Yeah, I don't like how this is set up. I feel like it's my fault, in fairness. But we got a guard out, which is a bad omen. And I just feel very stretched. Which you expect against like elves or something, but you don't really want to be stretched against Chaos. This front line is just so good. Even just guys with block. If they didn't have block, I'd be like, well, at some point they're going to roll some bad blocks. But they're so reliable. And we have to commit so much to try and even like win this battle. It's a little tough. Now, is there a way to surface here? He's got that. That would open up around the corner. He could push this guy. Yeah, I think he can surface here, which is not good on my part. Probably shouldn't have committed. Probably should have just like dodged this guy back in retrospect. I think he's going to come in and blitz here, push this guy here, and surf him. No, hang on, that wouldn't surf us. That would surf him. No, I think we might be okay. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. Maybe he's come up with another way of doing it. He now does have a 2 dice on the Hobgoblin. So if he 2 dices the Hobgoblin, pushes him here. Trying to get my head around how he does this. It looks like he's setting something up. Is he going to reroll to get what he wants? No, I'm still trying to work out what he was going to do. Push this guy into... I don't see how that was going to surf us, but... yeah, that's unfortunate. We really need to knock his guys over. Last time we played Chaos, they did this to us as well. They just... their blocks worked and we pushed them a bit and it wasn't enough. But we'll try and rally this together. We got some teeth. We got somebody in there. We have a 1 dice on this guy. Say we hit him here and we knocked him over. We'd actually have a 2+ dodge through for the bull to hit the ball carrier. Don't have tackle on him though, so it's probably overall not worth it. I think we're going to just do the simple thing instead. Probably should have checked that that was an okay block before I did it. I was pretty certain, but... let's do a bit of this. Nice, nice. We'll just leave you there. Oh, Hobgoblin power. Nice. That works for me. I don't think he really wants to go around the corner here, so I'm going to push him into the corner. Multiple strength 4 and horns are a thing. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It just doesn't look that bad, right? Imagine if he had a claw. Oof. We need to not get knocked down for a turn or two. We need to have him roll some pushes and some both downs, so we just get locked in place. Because everything is just falling over at the moment, and we can't really get any kind of positioning done with that. So if we could get like a couple of sort of just average, I'm not even asking for you know, skulls, but if we could just get some sort of average pushy blocking, then maybe we could kind of regain some shape and do some work. I mean, this is a nice little shape here. But he can bring in assists to kind of make it awkward. And, you know, obviously it's kind of expected for him to score, so it's not like we've lost the ball here and this is a situation. This is more like, hey, we're you know, we're doing what we can, but this guy's been on fire. I'm hoping at some point during the game that turns out not to work so well. You know, the lack of block, but there's no guarantee it will. We're only in turn 4, so plenty of time for things to go wrong. Hey, there's a push. Probably just going to push him up here, though. There's so many of his guys, it's kind of awkward for him to actually do anything useful. But we do have a potential hit here. I guess we have a potential hit here. For some reason. I mean, I guess he just wants to stop this guy getting up and being helpful, right? Okay, that's the double skulls we needed him to get. Follow to give an assist. Very nice. We'll follow to give an assist. Excellent. We're getting some knockdowns. I dig that. We don't follow to get an assist. Try and keep our bulls in a sort of position where they can do something handy. Try and see if we can break these beastmen. So far they're being very stalwart, but that could change. Yep, I did. Yeah, casualty or 2 would be sweet. I'll take a KO at this stage, because it, you know, puts us only one person behind. Obviously, some of his guys have to be thinking about the ball. He's playing a little bit like I would, which I don't like. he's screening rather than caging. We could try and force something by putting a ball around the back, but then we lose the ball from the front, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's worth it though, just to keep him honest. But he's going to probably make a move in a second. Oh, it already looks like we don't have many guys. Did we just lose? We just lost 2, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh dear. This is not gonna help shore things up. He's not even getting guys up. He's feeling so confident. I mean, he will get them up, but he's not getting them up beforehand. Hey, double skulls all around. Armor breaks. Okay, so I'm not sure we're going to put up much of a defense here in the end. But maybe with 2 KOs, maybe that's not the worst thing. Oof, that's 3 armor value 9 armor breaks. No, he's not doing that, is he? Oh, it's that guy. Okay, I was like, what on earth is he doing? Yeah, three stuns that turn. That's a bit devastating for our ability to make something happen. We've only got 5 people to do things with this turn. That's not great, is it? I don't know what else we're going to use rerolls for, if I'm being honest. Nice. Maybe we can get a lucky armor break here. No. You know what? This is probably best for us, to be honest. A wrestle means he's not getting blocked. Yeah, maybe I was concentrating, maybe I was not doing the Chaos Dwarf thing right. Maybe I was playing a bit too elfy. What I could have been doing is ignoring what's happening with the ball and just concentrating all of my guard Chaos Dwarfs into one area and try and overwhelm him and just let the ball carrier run off and do his own thing. Maybe that would have had some good effect. Something to consider. It's hard to do because, you know, usually I'm trying to block them from scoring, but maybe doing damage to them is the right answer in this matchup. Gotta make this block first just in case something goes wrong. You'd hate to put your guy out there and then something unfortunate happen. Okay. I have thoughts. So, let's see. I'm thinking you go here. You go here. Gives us a 2 dice on the guard. Very nice. Got 1 dice on the warrior here. That's not what we were looking for. Technically haven't used break tackle yet. So this would be a 3. Oh, we made that as well. Okay, I mean that keeps things interesting. For me at least. So yeah, we were just watching our dodges there to see if we rolled what we needed to not use break tackle, because you only use break tackle when you need to. You don't just automatically use it if you'd have passed anyway. Oh, here comes another. That one we're gonna Apo. It's getting a little crazy. Was that his mighty blow? No, it wasn't. I know we might lose somebody because of that, but we're trying to win the game, so I think we do it. Ah, it pushes. Nice. That keeps things a little interesting, actually. Because he's going to bring that guy around, I imagine. Well, that's awkward, though. Yeah, this is a little awkward. All of a sudden. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really want to get this guy hit, but if we had knocked that guy over, we wouldn't have had to make like 50 dodges. Which would have been nice. Obviously, we didn't really expect to make all of those dodges. But until we used break tackle, it was effectively a 2+, 3+, 2+, so it was like really easy. Because strength 4 with break tackle is like agility 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he doesn't really want to move back. It's going in. We forced him in. Not knocking over the centaur was enough to put him in, so I'll take that. That's not the best, but you know. So what are we down? We're down our thrower and a guard. This guy is obviously the more pertinent issue. Ooh, one's all around there. So, you know, by the law of averages, we should get both of them back for next time. So we'll have a go at this. I'm not necessarily expecting to score. He's probably going to set this up, make it awkward. But if we do, I mean, that'd be a bonus. If he's going to put his warriors on the front line, we're ignoring the front line. But then if he puts Speedsman on the front line, we hit his front line hard. So, you know. Okay, I mean, he's left it kind of open. I mean, we know what we're trying to do here. It's just going to come down to how the dice roll out here. When I say I know what we're trying to do, don't entirely know, but I have thoughts. So, and it's pretty obvious what the thoughts are, right? But I haven't got exact placements down and everything. Okay, so nothing fancy from the kickoff. Ball is not outrageously bad. Disappointing, not gonna lie. But it does open up a gap, which is important. Kind of want to be here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so he can get in from there. Do I attempt to lob this now? I guess I do. So that'd be 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus, which isn't too bad. It's worse now. It's worse now, for sure. Well, it's that kind of game so far. So yeah, 1, 1, 6, 6, 1, 1. So how many are we down? We're down 2 hobgoblins. Not the end of the world. Yeah. Yeah, I mean... I felt like that was probably the right play. We at least get it in the vicinity if we do that. I wanted to stay back here, but I think if I'm him, you can kind of like still blitz into here and mark everybody up and screen us off, and we can't deal with the we probably wouldn't be able to deal with the screen off. So it felt like the right thing to do to try and get the ball up in that vicinity and then give ourselves a chance of grabbing it. Especially with all the break tackle we got. But, you know, you could argue we got punished pretty hard. I mean, theoretically, there's still a chance, but not really. I'm guessing he's going to hit this guy and then come on through, blitz this guy down or something. Is he just going to come and grab the ball, I wonder? Might have been able to punt the ball into the mini screen cage. Yeah, I mean, you mean just from further away? Yeah, that's true. Is he trying to... No? Okay. Thought he was trying to surface there for a second. I'm not sure why he doesn't care about the ball. I suppose because it's a Chaos Dwarf who has to dodge, right? So, yeah, fair enough. That said, he has theoretically left us a chance here. If we can make a couple of blocks. One of them are 1 dice. Injury would have been nice, but I guess we can't complain. Could we make this a 2 dice? Not without some dodging, which is not really our strong point. We can get a push here. Then we do actually have a chance. Oh, if I succeeded the GFI. Yeah, yeah. So what have we got here? That's a 6 into a 50. Or we do 3 plus, 2 plus, 5 into a 50. So I feel like a 6 into a 50 feels better, right? He's going to catch it. He's going to... Oh, oh! Okay, that's pretty funny. That kind of makes up for the entire rest of the half, right? That's just not cool. But I feel like that was all the rough luck we had up to that point just was made up for, right? In one series of ridiculous rolls. Okay, we've got 1 guy back, so he's got his guy back as well. So he's on a full team. We're 2 down. So we're not out of... we are... Yeah, we're 2 down. I mean, we needed that, though. We needed that. That was an outrageous play. I was kind of expecting that thing where you make the 6 plus for the pass, but then the guy fumbles it. I mean, he is a centaur after all. He's not a... you know, elf. That was pretty beautiful. And you know, I saw it straight away. Obviously, I didn't think it was super likely, but it was... I think he left it maybe more of an option than it should be. He came and, like, blitzed some Chaos Dwarfs, so they don't think we're necessarily going to make much of a play, rather than maybe coming and grabbing the ball with the warrior, or just standing next to it, so he had 2 tackle zones on it, or maybe going and marking the centaur. So I think you could argue that mistakes were made on his part, but that's... you know, obviously... you still have to get pretty unlucky for the rest, right? It's not like he made mistakes and then it was like, oh well, now that's gonna cost you the whole game, or it shouldn't have done. Not that it's cost him the game, but you know, I mean, cost him a touchdown is what I mean. Crazy. I will take that extra reroll. And I think for safety, we're going to bring the other hobgoblin back in case of something weird happening. I'm not going to pop them on the ball, because they are far enough away that they can't... well, they could technically get... no, we're not going to pop them on the ball. So I think we should be able to hit this. Oh, I'm going to need the extra assist now, aren't I? I mean, that's fine. We should probably keep something of a pocket here. Well, that's a bit disappointing, I'm not going to lie. could do with some like crucial players going out here on their side to try and give us a little bit of an edge again. Or even some non-crucial. No, we're back to the old pushing, but you know, there are worse times. Okay, let's see how he attacks. This is going to be still pretty hard. I think if we find any kind of opportunity to score, we try and take it. I mean, within reason. Because we are going to just be overwhelmed by his Chaos Warriors on the line. So these guys are effectively not doing anything. So it's kind of down to our Centaurs and our Hobgoblins, and we only have 4. Versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Beastmen. Presume we're getting blitzed here. And then maybe send somebody through to pressure. I mean, this guy's as good as anything. No, he's just holding back there. If I do that, I get a 2 dice on him. Excellent. This is a risk, but we're kind of at that stage in the game, right? Stay. Really hoping for something a little bit more aggressive there, but I suppose you could argue that's greedy. Got a 1 dice there. Got a 1 dice there that would free that guy up, which would be nice. Alright, we're just doing our thing. Using break tackle all the time. Because why not? It's the best. Just keep a tight-knit little group here until we're ready to make some magic happen. Could surf this guy, honestly, so I think we're gonna pass that dodge. Oh, it's got windy outside. I wonder if it's gonna storm. So that was a good turn for us there. If we could have just KO'd this guy or something, that would have been really nice, but That's asking a lot considering what we did do. We didn't roll any crazy dice in fairness. Apart from the Centaur dodging out, but that was the last thing we did because that was crazy. I wonder if he's going to keep a sweeper back or if he's going to go all pressure, because obviously this guy is a threat to score if we were to get him the ball. So give him, I think, a 1 dice this way. Or he could just do a 2 dice this way. Alright, looks like he's going after the bull. Which would then give him a 2 dice this way. No, it wouldn't. It'd just still give him a 1 dice. Down we go again. Ooh. Interesting. I do like getting that reroll out. You gotta work him down gradually. He's worried about a scoring threat here, which I like. I mean, technically, okay. So yeah, he's going the extra 1 just to block us from going out. Alright, alright. The game is at an interesting point. Don't think this is going to surprise anybody that we do this. Could go after this guy. Oh, that is so disappointing. Maybe I should be moving the thrower first. I call him a thrower. I shouldn't really. I'm realizing this isn't as safe as I'd like. If I'm here... It's probably as safe as I'm gonna get, though. Nice, nice. Just a push. Yeah, this is not safe. But we're not gonna get it safe, right? So we're getting it as safe as we can. I guess we've got a free reroll that we could try and high roll something. We could try and, you know, like... reroll a block where we get pushes on a good player, like, you know, like if this guy... Not that this guy's going to get a hit on this guy, but were this guy to have a hit on this guy, I think that'd be worth rerolling to see if we get something solid out of it. Oh, I wonder if he's going to try and surf this guy. Move them 4 squares would be pretty impressive, but you could move him to here, block him to here, boom, off the field. Now that he's seen our throwing prowess, he's marking up the centaur religiously. Ooh, reroll. Oh, and that's with that. Oh, he did. I think I would have surfed him. It's such an easy surf, you know, in some ways. I know it's a long way to push him, but he's got like the field advantage, so clearing off one of our best players seems like a pretty solid use of a turn. Ooh, okay. Suddenly when he stops pushing us over, we get a little bit more potential of what we can do. I'm not saying that in kind of a... Of course, we might get knocked over here. But still, I mean... Yeah, we did get knocked over. That's a pity. Especially with the reroll gone. Are we going to go out? Looks like it. Okay, just a stun, but obviously that's a ball picker-upper. Still, landed in a good spot. Back to that nonsense though. I'm having an idea, and I don't necessarily think it's a great idea. Well, maybe it is. I mean, I don't think it is, but it might not be as bad as it seems. I think we have to pick up ball first. It's probably just going to dodge out with this guy, but maybe we can make that more awkward. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nice. Maybe I'd have been better leaving him there, because he still has a dodge out here. Yeah, I'm not super happy about that, actually. But the ball is on the good side of the field for us, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd be tempted to try the dodge block. Had we have known we got everything where we did, I think having this guy here would be a lot better. I think he's going to try either the dodge around here with 2 GFIs or the dodge and block here with 1 GFI. think I'd be tempted to make this block and then bring this guy around here to help pin this guy in place. I guess he wants to free up this guy. So we're gonna see this guy go for it or this guy? I guess this guy. If only it was Nurgle, eh? We will wrestle. Okay, okay. If I knock that guy over, I could get this guy. 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's gonna have to be some rolling here. I think we've got to do this first, unfortunately. Because this could easily skull. I thought that pretty well, didn't I? Alright, so we're going to try and blitz out of here. Hey, look at that! Our first injury of the day. I really want to dodge this guy out and put him here, but I think that's asking too much. I think he's doing a better job by being here. I mean, obviously... Well, is he? What is he actually stopping here? 2, 3, 4... Our dodging is pretty insane. Okay, that was worth it, honestly. It's quite the game. We're having to kind of do some crazy rolling to make up for earlier. And it may not be enough. We are technically in scoring range right now. I'm imagining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's actually pretty difficult to blitz into us here. Can this guy do it? I think I positioned to make it a bit annoying. Okay, so he's blitzing the bull. Obviously that's really nice for us. He can get more guys over, so he's going to make this painful, but... committing heavily up here now. I mean, why... you know, he's got to. I'm saying that like that's weird. Yeah, I mean, we can theoretically do this. Unfortunately, he's got agility 3 all over the place, so if we don't do it, he's very likely to come back and do it to us, but... you know, we've given ourselves a chance. This guy's free, which is a pleasant surprise. I mean, I don't know what he can do. He can get up here, and then... I mean, he could theoretically get to there. I think this guy might be best just marking here for the moment. Keeping some of his potential scoring options at least marked up seems like a sensible plan. What I'm kind of wondering about is a 1 dice here. If it works, if we get a push, we push him here, and then we're looking at a 1 dice on this guy. Unless we were to bring this guy in which case we can make it 2 dice. I'm kind of feeling like that might be our best option. Okay, part 1 complete. And now he's not guarding this guy, and we're cancelling assists. So that makes that a 1 dice. So 1 GFI here. Obviously everything is scary at this point, but... we do get the knockdown. I guess we follow. Even though that could mean that we get putted. Oh, we almost have a... almost have a blitz there. But I think the dodge is better. If we had block, I'd say maybe we blitz and then go. Okay, so this is potentially the game here. If we fail this, certainly. Alright, we failed it the first time. Didn't fail it the second time. But we do have a GFI, unfortunately, so... prepare for Hobgoblin Fallover? No. Okay. It is still on. Hard to believe. Pretty happy with that, though. I think he almost created too many guys around it and not enough guys behind to block the advance. Oh, a guy didn't come back. That's unfortunate. I mean, I'm expecting to get scored back against here, but, I mean, we've done what we can, right? Am I happy with this? Yeah, I think so. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm still surprised that it all worked. What did we need to make that happen? We actually didn't need any really weird dice. I suppose we needed a 2+, well no, push. Yeah, we needed a 3+ to get the push. Then we needed a 2+ to get the hobgoblin in place. Then we needed... That gave us, I think, a 2 dice, so I'm not sure what the percentages on that to get the knockdown on him. Then we need a 3+ dodge and a 2+ in, so nothing nothing like the first half, but you know, still a pleasant surprise. You know, and I'm kind of expecting a draw just because of numbers. We've got 2 out. He doesn't have any. He's still on 11, so yeah, kind of still expecting the draw. But I mean, honestly, a draw is pretty. Why is it always the hobgoblins? It always seems to be the hobgoblins that get hit by that. It's our secret weapon guy as well, which is unfortunate. Might even be that guy that got hit last time with a rock. Okay, no permanent injuries to either team. But yeah, to get back into this game, we've needed to basically be dodging with Chaos Dwarfs and stuff like that, so not idyllic situations. Nice. This is what dwarfs are supposed to do. Oh, wouldn't it be so much better if this guy was up? That was so unfortunate. I guess he tries to score on this guy, right? 1, 2, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, he's actually out of range, so he's either going to have to hand off or do GFIs. I suppose 1 GFI a turn is pretty non-crazy. It's given us a potential 2 dice on the ball, albeit not with tackle. Hang on. If I were to knock this guy over... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can't quite get around now. Well, we gotta give it a shot. Oh, we used our, it was worth a try. Let's push him at range at least. We've only got 2 turns, so I don't mind using the reroll there. He's probably just going to come down and pass it to this guy, or hand off to this guy. It's an easy dodge off, but we made it one little step harder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more GFI or such. And you know, things can happen. I think I'd have rather had... We had had... Yeah, if we had had tackle, we'd have got him over. Well, depending on which of those dice was first. So he's going to clear the hobgoblin. Dodge through here. Hand off. Where's the... Okay, no, he's just going to blitz the hobgoblin. Well, that's quite nice. Because now we've got... No, he can still clear the screen. He just needs to hit these two guys over now. There's one. This one's the more important one. But even a push here would sort him out. Oh, so he's not going to hand off. Is he just going to come down through here? Looks like it. More armor breaks on the Chaos Dwarfs. Don't think I didn't notice. Okay, so he's done the scary part. Oh, he's going to hand off to this guy, I guess. And then this guy can pretty much get out of range of everybody. Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, leaving this guy here is probably the best thing he can do. Ooh, we can reach that. So yeah, one more GFI and he's good. We can still touch him now. Wonder what we'll do with this guy. Dodge him off down here. Maybe here, actually. Probably save the reroll for the last turn. Oh, we could actually get him. It's the temptation. So we can't really expect any of this to work, but we still go for it, I think. Because this is a 3-up. Three up. Oh, we just rolled another 6. Oh, and then we use break tackle. Oh. Double wand it. Well, that would have been amazing. I suppose we were due. Crazy game. We didn't really deserve to get that, but yeah. Yeah, I know. When you saw him get through and start running up. And we had rerolls at that point. We had rerolls, but if we kind of used one of the sure feet, we had the reroll for the next one. And if we made all the sure feet, then oh, does now our team get broken? Okay, no long-term effect. I'll take that. Then we had the reroll for the blitz. Could have been amazing. And then we probably would have brought this guy around just to get in the way of like maybe this guy or something. I'm not sure really. The good news is he's making blocks here. And quad skulls could still be a thing. That's probably the last one he's making. I take it back. One day somebody's going to get punished for making these end of game. Like, it's one thing at the end of the half where maybe you can change it up in the second half. But at the end of the game, like, if you fail, you just straight up lose. I just don't think it's worth it. Because the loss is obviously so devastating, right? I mean, maybe a 3 dice, but none of those were 3 dice. It bugs me when people kind of get away with that, so to speak. So, more SPP on the Hobgoblin, which I think is okay, because I think he wouldn't mind another skill. So yeah, they did double armor break us. They did outblock us though. I mean, that's partially because of that, right? But yeah, I'm honestly really happy with a draw. I mean, we were ever since the first half when we lost all those players and they weren't coming back, right? I think our KO rolls were pretty bad if we look at them. Wake up from KO. Yeah, 1 out of 6 is a problem, right? If we had had another player or two at the end there, maybe he, you know, maybe that would have actually helped because it would have made it harder to break through. So that was impactful. But then we also, like, look at our dodging. It's pretty insane. So I can't really complain. I think it's a good, you know, decent result. And our GFIs are, well, they're where they should be. I don't think he rolled a lot of anything except blocks. Didn't have to reroll too many times. Had a few towards the end. Considering how many blocks he made, yeah, I mean, it's probably fine. He's got a lot of block on the team. So no levels. What does that put us? I think that evens our losses and draws, right? So 8-3-3, which is still fine. Draws are okay, I think. Yeah, pretty intense though. I mean, if we had knocked that guy over, that would have potentially been the escape of a lifetime. Between that and the Centaur scoring the first half, I'm seeing, like, I've seen it from the other side, but now I'm seeing it from our side, just how ridiculous they are. And what you can do with them. And I'm kind of being happy that we got break tackle over dodge now. I mean, over the agility as well. Because obviously the agility just makes you an agility 3, and agility 3 is not going to make it through that, whereas the break tackle gives you so much maneuverability on the field. So yeah. Alrighty. Well, that was a decent game. Would have loved to have snuck a win there, but honestly I felt like we snuck a draw really. Thanks for watching and thanks for hanging out, Cryo, and sorry we couldn't get the final win, but I still think that was pretty crazy, so we'll take what we get. And yeah, we'll catch you next time and see what we get. I'm enjoying these guys though. I'm not going to become a Chaos Dwarf player, but it's fun to try the dark side once in a while, just so you can be glad to get back to elves. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. Bye for now.